Good morning and welcome to the Ask Geeky Girl show. My name is Angela Mondor and I'm also known as the Geeky Girl. I help stuck and stressed out entrepreneurs have more fun in their business so that they can attract their perfect clients. We are talking about your website traffic today, and here's what's interesting. We are going to be talking about your WordPress Analytics. I'm going to show you an easy way for you to be able to keep on top of sort of the basic analytics that are important to you. Now, of course, this means that you need a WordPress website in order to use this. However, we should be using WordPress anyway, right? I mean, I've been harping on you for a while now, but in honesty, a WordPress website is going to be amazing for you. So here's the deal. I am just going to be sharing this out. For those of you who are live with me, hello and welcome. And for those who are here on the replay, you might want to just skip a couple because I am just going to, like I said, share this out. I need to copy the information that I want to share out. Again, it's always important. Hey, David, nice to have you here. Nice to have you here this morning. We are going to be talking about the WordPress Analytics and making life easier for you to keep track of what's important. And if we don't, analytics are important. It's important for us to be looking at the information that is available to us, like those who come to our website. Good morning, Lynn. People who come to our website, what they see, what they're viewing, what their behaviors are on our website. It's important for us to look at those things or know those things, collect that data, so that we can do better. When you know more, you do better, right? However, if you're not looking at the information, it's not doing you any good. So this is going to show you a really easy way for you to see your analytics on a regular basis, and it'll give you an overview, okay? So one more share and then we're good to go. I definitely want, if you are getting a lot out of this series, or if you're getting information about, analytics and it's important to you, then please share this out with your following as well, so that other people can learn more about Google Analytics or analytics in general, and of course WordPress websites and how you can get more out of your WordPress website. So like I said, one more share, here I go, and gone. Perfect. Okay, I'm super excited about today because we do need this to be easy. Yesterday we talked about Google Analytics, we talked about all the metrics, the things that you can measure, and yeah, there's a lot out there. I did it this way on purpose. I wanted you to see what was available, and I wanted you to see all of the things that Google Analytics had to offer you, and for you to get a better understanding of what those words mean. What do those analytics mean? So that now today, when we're talking about the easy method, it's going to be much easier for you to see what it is that you're measuring and how this can be easier for you now, okay? So here's the deal. The question that I have for you is, do you really need Google Analytics? Like, if you have a WordPress website and you have this easy kind of thing going on, do you actually still really need Google Analytics? Guess what? Your answer is yes. You totally still need to have Google Analytics attached to your site. It doesn't mean to say you need to be logging into Google Analytics and checking out what's happening on your Google Analytics at all. But you definitely need to have your Google Analytics attached to your account on your WordPress site so that you have the ability to capture all of the data that's happening. Your WordPress Analytics are not going to give you everything, okay? So it is going to give you some information, it's going to give you great information, but it's not the full picture. So even if you never go to your Google Analytics site to check out what's out there, having it connected to your WordPress website is very important. Like I said before, you can't go backwards, you can only go forwards. So make sure you have it connected to your site so that if you want to go look at that historical data, or if you're looking for more data moving forward, that it's there for you in Google Analytics, okay? Off my soapbox, but that's really important. You definitely need. And the beautiful thing is with WordPress, you can actually use both of them. They will work together. So you can have your Google Analytics installed on your site through that plugin, but you can also have these WordPress analytics as well, okay? Now, here's where things get fun. Sometimes this is complicated for people, so I'm going to just quickly go over it for you. WordPress.org is your self-hosted WordPress website. Now, this is where you go and get your own hosting and you install WordPress on your own hosting, and that's what we call WordPress.org, okay? Now, there is something called WordPress.com, and here's where the confusion happens. When you sign up for your Jetpack and you install it on WordPress.org, your self-hosted site, it'll ask you to create a WordPress.com login. Maybe you already have one from a long time ago. Remember, WordPress.com is not for business use, okay? So, but the caveat is you need to have a WordPress.com login in order for you to use Jetpack. So all you're doing is it's just an account. You're not going to use it for your blogging. It's only there to collect the data for you, okay? Just so that you can get the extended features as part of that plugin, you need to have the WordPress.com login, but that's all it's for. It's not for your blogging at all, okay? Just to lay that out on the table first, because that's going to be really important. Now, when you install that Jetpack plugin, it is amazing. There's lots of things to it. There's a lot of different features, and Lynn will tell you, she told us all on our thing last week that it's a little bit heavy, that it uses a lot of resources. So she has a fix for you. So if you are using Jetpack, you might want to message Lynn. You can just message her privately and say, hey, Lynn, I was watching Angela's live and she said something about you helping me with the Jetpack plugin. She said there's something that you have to do on your site so that it doesn't weigh your site down. But it's still an important plugin. So among the benefits, there's so many, but among the benefits is the ability for you to have site stats. Now, as soon as you install Jetpack and you activate it on your site, it will automatically start with the site stat. So that's something that just automatically it comes with. And so when you go to your dashboard on your WordPress site, so as soon as you log in, you typically are taken to your dashboard. Okay, and when you go to that dashboard, you should see site stats, and it's a little box. We call it it's like a widget right there. Okay, and if you do not see that box saying site stats, and you know you've installed Jetpack, and that's all in there, then what you need to do is your web developer will help you set Jetpack. There you go, perfect. So on the top right-hand corner of your dashboard, there is a little drop-down menu. So when you click on that, you can see a bunch of different checkboxes. And if Site Stats is listed there, but the checkbox isn't checked, you just check that off and then refresh your dashboard and it should show up, okay? Now your dashboard stats are good. And it gives you the most popular metrics that most website owners are interested in. So you'll see a bar graph there, and in that bar graph is going to be a representation of the visitors that you've had on your site per day. So you'll see each bar is 1 day. Okay, then under that bar graph is a listing of your top posts, so the ones that your top posts from today, and the other side is going to be the top search terms for the week. Now you can change that by clicking that little drop down. There's a little configure link up there, so you can click that and you can change the way that is whether you want it to be different days or that kind of thing. You can configure that the way you want it to, but that's how it's standard, how it's installed by standard, okay? Now, there is another button. There's the View All button. If you click the View All button, yeah, site stats should be activated by default, but just in case it's not, I wanted to make sure everybody knew where to find that if it was missing. Because sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes it goes missing. So now, and I have not had it go missing on my site, but I've had customers that can't find it, and it's because of that little checkbox that's missing. So when you click that View All button, it'll actually take you to a page that's separate from that. It's still in your WordPress website, so it'll still stay on your WordPress website. However, your page, that new page will take some time to load, depending on all kinds of different factors. However, I find that it does take a long time. And there is like another link that shows up, and it'll say, look at your site stats on WordPress.com. So If you choose to click the link, if you're not going to wait for that page to load and you click that link, it's now going to be leaving your site and it's going to be going over to WordPress.com. Remember, we talked about WordPress.com in the beginning on how you had to have an account so that you can activate this plugin. So if you do decide to go there and go over to this it's a new site now. We're going off our site onto WordPress.com. You will have to log in. Now the login may or may not be different than what you have to log in on your WordPress current personal website because you created an account. Remember when you started, you created an account. It could be a different username and password. So just remember that when you go over there to check out those stats, that it could be, depending on whatever password you chose, it could be different than what you log into on your current website, okay? So if you choose to go over there, there are some other metrics that you can see over there. However, if you wait, once that page loads, you will have a view that'll cover more time, and it'll also cover more information. So you'll see more there than you did before in that little tiny box. Now you've got a whole page and there's a bunch of different stats that are sitting there. So regardless of whether or not you're on the big page or whether you're just on your dashboard looking at that little tiny widget, if you click on one of those bars in the bar graph, whichever one you choose, you could click on one of those, it'll actually open up that particular day's worth of stats. And so it'll show you, which pages or which posts or whatever that people viewed on that particular day. It'll also tell you where people came from on that specific day. And so the metrics are specific to that particular day, okay? So either way, whichever one you do, if you choose to click on any of those bars, it'll take you to that specific day's worth of stats that are sitting there on your website. So for those of you that are here, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely leave me some comments below if you would like. And if you're looking for more information, definitely follow up with some comments or questions down here on the questions, as well as if you want some more information from Lynn in regards to making sure that your site is set up properly for the WordPress Jetpack plugin. You can give her a shout, send her a private message. She'll be more than happy to help you out. And you can definitely remember that although your WordPress Jetpack stats, their site stats, are valuable and easy for you to look at and gives you a good indication of what's happening, it does not replace the Google Analytics. You still need Google Analytics, so you want to make sure that that is attached to your website. Even if you never go look at your Google Analytics, it's important for you to have that data so that it's in both places. So if there are no more questions, then I will sign off for the day, and we are back tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to be talking a little bit more about SEO. We're actually going to be talking about the best SEO plugin that you can have for your WordPress website. And for those of you who've watched a few of these episodes, you might have a hint onto what SEO plugin we are talking about. But I will talk to you more about that tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And have an amazing day today, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.